One of the problems with the equation that I gave you is that it returns very odd results compared if you go up or you go down in price. And so sometimes we would like to have a method that gives us the same result percentage-wise if we move up or down the supply or demand curve. And so I'm going to explain to you the midpoint method. The midpoint method for calculating elasticity involves a formula where we're basically taking the averages of the two values. And so the first value, which was the change in the quantity demanded divided by the quantity demanded, now becomes the quantity demanded value 2 minus the quantity demanded value 1. Then we divide that by the quantity demanded value 2 plus the quantity demanded value 1 divided by 2. So what we're doing here is we're taking the difference between the two values and by subtracting one from the other, and then that will give us the same value whether we're going up or going down. And then we're dividing that not by one of the two quantity values, but by the halfway point or the midway point between the two. Now that's the top half of the equation. We now replace the bottom half of the equation, which involves the price, with exactly the same formula. On the bottom half of the equation, we take the second price minus the first price, and we divide that whole thing by the first price and the second price being added together, and then divided by 2. So what we're doing is we're finding these midpoints in each of the values on the equation, and that gives us a formula that works the same going up as going down. We also need to talk about price elasticity. Now this is subtle in terms of wording, but there is a difference. So price elasticity is not about the slope of the curve, but rather the change in the price, percentage change in the price, based on the specific starting point of where you're looking at the price. So what does that mean? It means that a change of $1 when the price is $1 is 100% change. But the change of $1 when the price is $1,000 is a 0.1% change. And so you can see that where we are on the price curve makes a difference in terms of the elasticity. And price elasticity is calculating that. And you'll see in your textbook how to do this. And the third kind of elasticity is income elasticity. So now instead of comparing changes in price, we're comparing changes in income. How does a change in your income affect your willingness to buy a product or not? If the product is a normal good, then as your income goes up, you're going to want to buy more of that good. And maybe not as much, but you want to buy more. If it's an inferior good, like say ramen noodles, then when your income goes up, you might buy less or none of that good. I remember there was a song when my kids were younger called "If I Had $1 Million," and they in the song they said, if I had $1 million, we wouldn't eat mac and cheese. And the other guy said, well, we still eat mac and cheese. We would just have gourmet mac and cheese, right? So, depending on your income, you may or may not buy certain goods, and so that would be income elasticity. Finally, there's cross-price elasticity. And cross-price elasticity has to do with comparing two goods. So what you're doing is saying, how does the change in the price of one good affect how much you purchase of another good? If, for example, the price of butter goes up, then I'm going to buy less butter, right? But I may buy more margarine. So that means that there's a price elasticity between butter and margarine, meaning that if the price of butter goes up, I buy more margarine. And if the price of margarine goes up, I buy more butter. If the price of butter goes up and I buy more margarine, then butter and margarine are substitute. On the other hand, if the price of one good goes up and I buy less of another good, then those goods are complements. Let's take an example. I like to play golf. So I can buy golf clubs and I can buy golf balls. If the price of golf clubs goes up enough, I may not play as much golf. If I don't play as much golf, I don't buy as many golf balls because I tend to lose them in the lake. So, that means that there is a complement relationship between golf clubs and golf balls. That means that if the price of golf clubs goes up, the quantity of golf balls purchased goes down. That reverse relationship means that they are complements. They work together. They are purchased together in some way.